Welcome to Bozeman, Montana, and to the campus of Montana State University. Today, inside Worthington Arena, it's the State and the Montana State Bobcats. Next on Altitude Sports and Entertainment. And we welcome you to Bozeman, Montana, where today it's Montana State and Sacramento State. There's a look at Vinnie McGhee. He'll try and lead things today for the Hornets. On the other side, Casey Durham hopes to help get things done for the Montana State Bobcats. Good afternoon, everybody. We welcome you inside of Worthington Arena. Bill Riley and the head coach, Don Holst, this afternoon as we get you ready for Sacramento State and Montana State. And we'll be back with the tip right after this. And welcome courtside and inside Worthington Arena this afternoon. Here's a look at the Big Sky standings as we get you ready for action this afternoon. It's Montana State and Sacramento State right here on Altitude Sports and Entertainment. Just about ready for start time. Jerome Jenkins in his 8th season at the helm of the Sacramento State Hornets, trying to keep his team afloat, trying to get them into that postseason tournament, which will in all likelihood be coming up in Portland in a couple of weeks. That's a look at Jerome Jenkins. And then on the other side, in just his 2nd season on the bench here at Bozeman with Montana State, Brad Hughes. No stranger to the state of Montana. His family, coach, no stranger to the state of Montana.
He's a Big Sky High School graduate from Missoula, Montana, and has worked at both schools.
And went to school at Montana Tech. That's where he met his wife, and now the family here in Bozeman. They control the tip to the Bobcats early. Around the horn it comes. 3 on the way. Banking in from the right side. Well, who knew banking hours were open on Sunday here in Bozeman?
Well, I knew Sac State would come out in the zone early and test them out, see if they could make a shot from the outside.
Sacramento State down a tray early. Brad Hughes told me yesterday he wants to deliver a knockout blow early on this Hornet team if he can. That shot wild and out of control. Battle for the loose ball, and Bill Friesen, the man who knocked down that 3 a moment ago, comes away with it for the Bobcats.
It'll be interesting to see how patient that Montana State stays against this zone. They got an early 3. They're trying to limit Bunga.
Inside shot missing that time. Justin Eller pulls the rebound. The Hornets in green going the other way. There's McGhee rattling one home from 17 away.
You know, he's a really good little freshman. He could be freshman of the year. He can penetrate and shoot it.
Back the other way. Sacramento State coming out now. Kind of matching up just a little bit in a zone right now. Montana State. A little trouble motioning and getting in their rhythm. Casey Durham swings it around the perimeter. Bunga with it, and he traveled. Eric Curry on the call, our lead referee. Let's take a look at starting lineups here this afternoon. Let's start first with Sacramento State. They go this way: McGhee, Ferguson, Woods, Leith, and Eller. And of course, Lauren Leith, their leading scorer.
Exactly. And Jerome said he needs to shoot the ball today. He's really good off the dribble, as McGhee is too.
Very perimeter-oriented team, this Hornets team. This one off the window. Wild shot won't go. Rebound Zamora. Outlets quickly to Casey Durham. And now patience. We haven't seen Carlos Taylor get involved yet in the offense. He's Big Sky's leading scorer. Here he is, going to his right, dumping it inside for Bunga. Off the window and in.
Great little drop-off pass. And, you know, the zone could be effective to stop Carlos from scoring, but he can get to the interior and drop off to him.
5-2 Bobcats with an early lead. Vinnie McGhee across the timeline. Vinnie McGhee freeing himself, leaving it. Eller inside, drop down, tie-up. They'll say good defense that time on the tie-up. Darnell Ferguson tried to get the shot up and couldn't do it. We'll take a look at the starting lineup now for Montana State with 17:45 to play. Zamora, Friesen, Bunga, Durham, and of course Carlos Taylor does just a little bit of everything for this team.
Carlos Taylor is my vote for the MVP. That kid, he leads the league in scoring. He shoots 46% from 3. He averages 5 rebounds a game. What doesn't he do? Now he's got him a little steal here.
Steal, transition, coast to coast, stripped of the ball and fouled. And he'll go to the free throw line. They'll whistle Lauren Leith on the foul, his first. and the first team foul on the Hornets.
Yeah, Carlos, I mean, he can score a lot of different ways. He doesn't just shoot the three, and he can penetrate. He can make hard shots, and he can make a lot of them.
Senior out of Memphis, Tennessee, averaging 19 points a game. At the foul line where he is now, an 80% foul shooter, and of course misses the first. One more coming here for Carlos Taylor. How about this in the last 3 games? 77 points and 17 rebounds for Carlos Taylor.
Oh, he's a heck of a player. I've watched him get after the University of Montana twice, and as he goes, the Cats are going to go.
6'2" as Carlos Taylor goes 1 out of 2. Back quickly the other way, a long 3 up, and Bunga pulls the rebound. He'll get it to Casey Durham.
Casey's had a great career here too at Montana State. He told me today, Coach, I can't believe this is my 72nd start, you know, and he came out of high school, not a heralded basketball player.
From right here in Bozeman.
Yeah, and he worked so hard to be the player he is, and he comes in, he can shoot the 3, and he's a good leader, never makes mistakes down the stretch.
That was a travel on Zamora last time down. Second turnover on the Bobcats. 6-2 in the early going. 17 minutes to play here in Bozeman this afternoon. Williams all the way to the rim and hammered on the way. He'll have 2.
That little three-quarter court press didn't hurt Sacramento. They really attacked it to score. And
Williams saw an opening and he didn't hesitate.
He forced the foul.
Williams, a senior out of Corona, California. 2 free throws coming. Hits the first. Hit the game-winning shot against Montana State back on January the 10th. A little 16-foot jumper was wide open, and one of the 4 wins this season for Sacramento State came at home back on January 10th against these Bobcats.
Well, you know, and they always play well here at Montana State characteristically, and they play hard. And, you know, they got embarrassed a little bit over at Montana 3 nights ago, and I thought they'd come out and get after it.
Carlos Taylor.
Playing that zone again and pressure it out a little bit.
Let's see how the Bobcats attack this zone. Dump inside. Bunga. Double team. Double dribble. 3rd turnover now on the Bobcats.
You know, and they're athletic, and they get up in you, and they get their hands moving, their arms up. And right now, Montana State's struggling a little bit against it.
Very perimeter guard-oriented team Jerome Jenkins has. Very streaky. If they get on a roll, they can be deadly. Very good at getting hands on balls, too. Here's McGhee on the curl. Ball travel. Thought we might have a tie-up. They got Clark Woods with the travel. 2nd turnover on Sacramento State.
Well, and Casey did a nice job of really squaring the ball, and then Carlos came over and doubled him up and caught him up.
Durham around the horn. Freezing on the right side. Now to Carlos Taylor, opening baseline. Taylor off the window and in. First bucket of the ball game for Carlos Taylor.
This is a super drive to the basket, and he finishes at the basket.
There was a lob that couldn't go. Pretty ambitious play that time. As Alonzo Young looked ahead, Williams couldn't finish. It's a turnover. Both teams now with 3 turnovers.
A little sloppy early, but they're playing hard and they're trying to make plays. Sacramento's going to stay in that zone. It's working to this point.
Casey Durham with a 3.
And that's what he does. He hits dagger shots. He gets them going. You know, and he just came off that looking good. And then he gets a steal back.
2 things he does better than anybody at Montana State. Shoot the 3, steal the basketball, and 1 for Casey Durham. The basket goes. He'll have a free throw when we return. 15:49 to play here in the first half. Bobcats out early, 11-4, courtesy of the long-distance shooting of Casey Durham. And we welcome you back into Bozeman, Montana. Big Sky basketball brings us to Bozeman today. Bobcats up on Sacramento State early, 11-4. There's a guy that does a little bit of everything for the Montana State Bobcats, Casey Durham. He's going to go to the line. He's 3rd in Montana State history now with 183 threes. He's 5th in steals in school history now with 135. What doesn't this kid do, Coach?
Well, he started as the ball boy when he was a little guy, and I remember him, and I had a nice visit with him today, and he's done such a great job playing for his dad and then playing for Brad. It's been an easy transition, he said. And he said, God, can you believe I got 72 starts, Coach? And coming out of high school, he's a Montana kid, understands the program.
14-4, 10-point lead all of a sudden on an 8-0 run here by the Bobcats. Inside it goes, back outside it goes. McGhee for three.
Well,
and
if he continues to hit that three-pointer, they're going to be in trouble, because then they'll come charging out on him and he'll penetrate on.
That will quiet a crowd. Good crowd on hand here this afternoon in Bozeman. Beautiful day outside. Fans have come inside to watch good basketball. Here's Bunga inside. Double team, shot up, and he's fouled.
Boy, he took it hard. He got it, and he turned to the middle, and he was going to draw a foul and score both.
Devaldo Bunga, 2 times a Big Sky Player of the Week this season, 8th in the conference in rebounding, and he put his head down, and he was determined.
Yeah, they had him pretty well surrounded, but he was good about drawing the foul right at the end.
Big fella's got a nice touch at the line, too, a 72% foul shooter. Not something you always see from big guys.
No, and they get fouled a lot. You want to spend a little more time with the free throw line after practice, and he's going to get fouled a lot.
Mechlin Davis is checked in for Montana State. One more coming here for Bunga. And he got that kind roll, too. Devaldo Bunga, junior out of the Congo. 6'9". He's solid, too, at 250 pounds. Lead back to 9, 16-7 Bobcats. Sac State going inside, now kicking it back outside. Williams, baseline, nice drive, reversing, up and in. Good drive that time by Lauren Leaf.
Again, one of the things that Brad said, penetration at the half by them, just what he did. They're very dangerous that way.
Brandon Johnson also in the game here for the Bobcats. Dumping it inside. Nice hustle that time. Williams couldn't save it, but good hustle play. And you're going to see a lot of that today out of Sacramento State. They have led the Big Sky in steals the last 7 years.
Yeah, and that's something they hang their hat on, Bill. Right now they switched.
They got Bunga and Williams battling inside. I think Jerome Jenkins wants to maybe get Williams out of here before we pick up a foul. See if we do. There we go. There's a little bump, and there's Bunga giving it right back to him.
They usually catch the second guy on that. Didn't catch either one, but Sacramento State now has switched up to man-to-man, which I think is a good idea. Just change up a little bit defensively.
Davis going baseline. Davis floating. That shot was out of control, but he drew a foul, and he'll go to the free throw line. Again, Mechlin Davis started most of his career here. In fact, last year was a starter, has accepted the role as the sixth man this year.
Well, they're so valuable to have a guy that can come off the bench like him, and he's so dangerous. As you just saw, he's a great player off the dribble.
Missed that first foul shot. Casey Durham's going to get a rest. James Hennessy checking in here, sophomore out of Willis, North Dakota. Give Durham a rest. And that second free throw rattles home. 17-9 now as we come up on 14:25 to play here in the first half. Good to have you along on Altitude Sports and Entertainment this afternoon for the Big Sky Game of the Week. Vinnie McGhee left side. Leaf pulls back for a three. In and out, no good. Bunga pulls another rebound.
I like how Montana State is pushing the ball up and trying to get some isolation down low.
Oh, the big fella stepping outside and knocking one down.
Right, you know, and he's the trail guy on their early O, and the guy was down there helping out inside. Great open shot for him.
Lead back out to 10 at 19-9. Vinnie McGhee on the curl, spinning, shooting, missing, but drawing the foul that time. Jason Davis, the senior out of Windsor, Connecticut, he'll go to the foul line.
Again, it's penetration off the dribble. You're trying to tell your guys, keep your feet, stay down, play his numbers, don't get lifted, and try not to foul it in, because they're going to take a shot no matter what.
Davis, couple of foul shots. Trying to cut into that 10-point lead. Got a kind roll that time. I'll tell you, the road has not been kind to Jerome Jenkins. They've lost 19 straight on the road coming in here today, Coach, including 12 this season. If they lose today, they're eliminated from Big Sky postseason basketball.
Yeah, and that's tough. You still have games left in the season, and Jerome has to figure out how to get his kids to play through that if that does happen today.
Here's a little token. Quarter court pressure. Broken easily by the Bobcats. You can see Sacramento State extending that pressure out.
Yes, and then they fall back and they match up. They're playing good man on-ball defense right now.
Right side it comes. Going baseline. Dumped inside to Bunga. Taken away there. There's another steal. Hornets running 3-on-2 with numbers and a travel. Oh, that's tough right there. You know, Jason Davis took that hop before he put that ball down in the turnover.
One of the things, like we said, they hang their hat on steals, but when you get a steal, you need to convert it. You can't turn it over or take a bad shot. And they're shooting the worst percentage in the league from the field right now, as well as from three-point line. It's been a dagger in their heart all season.
5th turnover on the Hornets. Back it comes to the Bobcats. Here's Davis dumping it inside. Bunga has it knocked away. Back outside. Taylor inside. Great look by Carlos Taylor. And a finish by Brandon Johnson.
Well, they were scrambling around, and Carlos Taylor spotted the open man. What a great play by him.
21-11. Vinnie McGhee, baseline, pulls up, kicks it back outside. Long shot missing. And a rebound, Davis. Long look ahead, looking for Bunga. Pump fakes once, lays it up and in.
Again, I think that's going to be open all night. They need to push it up. It doesn't necessarily mean you'll get a layup, but you got to put the pressure on the defense to match up in that transition.
Timeout taken by Jerome Jenkins. It's a 30. We'll keep it right here. There's a look at the Bobcats early. They've gotten the ball inside to Bunga, and really it's paid off big time on a great look-ahead pass last time by James Hennessy.
Oh yeah, that over-the-top thing, you've got to look for that, and he did. And then he finished it under there.
Coach Brad Hughes told us yesterday he wanted to get off to a good start. He said the first 10 minutes of this game would be critical. He felt like if they could build a lead, a big lead in the first 10 minutes, he might be able to get Sacramento State on the ropes. Well, we're only 8 minutes in, but he's got a 12-point lead. Yeah,
well, he's hoping that maybe they'll roll over and maybe they'll fall victim to some frustration and some bad shot selection, which they have a little bit in this last little stretch.
Here's Woods, baseline, left-handed runner, won't go. Long rebound out. Here comes Durham. Coast to coast, ball outside. Davis, transition missing. Follow won't go.
And Zamora looked like he was over the back.
Exactly
but that's a good foul. When you're going to the offensive board like that's a good hustle foul.
Second on Zamora. That's the 4th team foul on the Bobcats. Zamora's going to come to the bench. And
I just loved how Casey brought it, and he took his time, got it to the right guy. He missed, but look, Zamora. I mean, he's trying to get an offensive rebound put back. He did a great job there.
He's trying to utilize that size, which Montana State has a good deal of, and Sacramento State doesn't have much of. Here's a nice drive. Finger roll, no. Offensive foul. Eric Curry says wave off the basket.
Well, the other factor that Brad said was important was rebounding.
Leith with the contact, wave off the basket, and Lauren Leith has now picked up his 2nd foul. That's big.
Yeah, it's huge when he's their leading scorer, and for them to win, he needs to play a lot of minutes. They're still in that man-to-man now. Be interesting to see how Montana State responds.
Davis, floater, lane, got the kind roll. Lead out to 14 now.
Bill, I just think he's an incredible player. What a threat.
What a nice weapon to have to come off your bench for you. Here's McGhee the other way. He got it. Toe on the line, only a 2.
Great little freshman point guard, isn't he?
I'm telling you, bright future for the freshman out of Oakland. Here's a long shot. Casey Durham from downtown Bozeman. 28-13. McGhee looks back to the bench for instructions. Here's a long 3 right side. Got it again.
Well, it looks like they're going to play horse, those two guys. One apiece.
Anything you can do, I can top or do better. Vinnie McGhee having a great first half here for the Hornets. The only thing really keeping them in this game right now is the outside shooting of Vinnie McGhee. Yeah,
and then pretty soon they're going to run at him, and he's going to take him off the dribble and finish up at the basket as well.
Durham tracks down that rebound.
He's doing a little bit of everything right now. Making threes, setting his teammates up, getting loose balls. He's having a whale of a first half, isn't he?
He sure is. Hennessy looks back at the bench for some instruction, gets it. Johnson, baseline. Davis splits the double team. Inside, great look, but I don't think Bobby Howard was ready for that pass, and we've got a timeout on the floor.
I'm not sure Brad liked that pass, the old no look. We used to say 2 hands, 2 eyes.
So 10:23 to play in the first half. Bobcats leading the Hornets 28-16. Stay with us.
Wednesday.
Well, we've got a few, about 10:23 to play here in the first half. 28-16 Montana State on top in this contest. You can enjoy your favorite Big Sky team on BigSkyTV.org, the league's video streaming website. Watch all the football, men's and women's basketball games and more from Big Sky venues. Visit BigSkyTV.org. Bill Riley and Don Holtz back with you here in Bozeman this afternoon. The home team on top by 12. A bit of a shootout going on. How about Montana State shooting 77% from the floor right now?
Well, that's the reason they're up. I think Sac State is shooting about 42%, but they're not a good shooting team.
Rebounding edge decisive right now to Montana State as well at 8-2. Inside it comes. Nice play that time on the inside. Justin Eller got it, shot it in, and got the foul.
Nice finish. It couldn't be a three-point play. What a shootout between do a nice job of getting it to him, and he finishes, gets his free throw, gets him a three-point play.
Got it the old-fashioned way, got that lead back inside of double digits. 28-19, 9-point Bobcat lead.
The Hornets aren't going away, and I know, like, Brad wanted to kind of get after them early and see if they'd fold up, and they're not backing off at all.
Here's Howard with a long three, up and in. Bobby Howard, the freshman from Great Falls.
Now, Bobby doesn't have a safety on that gun, I'm just going to tell you. He's a good little freshman, and he shot that three in like it had eyes.
Bobcats in a man right now. Eller backing his way in, head fake, shot up, deflected that time by Bunga. Out of bounds, it will stay with the Hornets. Smallest man on the floor to trigger the inbound. Vinnie McGhee looking, ball deflected.
And that's what happens sometimes. It will
Williams
get deflected.
gets it, and he traveled with it. Man, oh man, that's a killer. Catch a break off the deflection, then he traveled with the basketball. Turnover number 7 on Sac State.
Yeah, and they need to keep their turnovers to about 12 for the game. They have 7 already.
Bunga backing his way in. Little jump hook in the lane. Got the shooter's roll. Bunga on a mission today. He's now got 10. He's in double figures.
Yeah, he's shooting a good percent. He got it in there. He located the help, and he went to work. Nice little jump hook by Bunga. 33-19. 9 minutes to play first half here in Bozeman. Williams outside. Back to McGhee for 3. Got it again. Well, Vinnie McGhee, perfect. 5 for 5 and 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. He's feeling it now. Let's see if Casey Durham responds.
Had a little tit for tat so far this afternoon. Let's see if we get it again. Dumped down again for Bunga. He'll shoot it up and over the top. Won't get the kind roll this time. Rebound battled for it. Ferguson up with it. On the floor after it. And we have a foul? I think we do.
Well, they're really scrapping. I admire that, how hard both these teams are playing on Sunday. And Montana State has a lot more to play for. Here you are. I mean, maybe there's a foul, maybe there isn't. But I love how they jumped on the floor, wrestled around, and came up with it.
Yeah. Bobby Howard didn't like the call, but he did jump right on top of Darnell Ferguson that time. That's okay in rugby, sometimes in football, but in basketball, you're likely to get whistled for that one. McGhee in the lane, kick back outside. Here's a baseline jumper, and Darnell Ferguson, the freshman out of Redlands, gets his first bucket.
To this point now, Taylor's 1 for 1 from the field. He has only had 1 shot. They need to get him more involved now. They're playing man-to-man. His guy cannot guard him, in my opinion.
A 5-0 run here by the Hornets, have it back to a single-digit lead. Here's a long 3 from Durham! Oh, man, Casey Durham!
Well, I don't believe either one of them have missed a 3 yet, have they?
They're both perfect from beyond the arc, and there's a steal by Durham. Outside, lobbing it to Taylor, back to Durham. In the lane, contact misses, but he'll go to the line. Got a little loose that time, but they didn't have to pay a price. Casey Durham to the free throw line.
Well, both those guards are really feeling it right now, and they're shooting it. And Casey's done a nice job of stripping McGhee twice for easy baskets at the other end.
All right, 7:31 to play. We're back to Bozeman after this.
This month on Net Impact. Imagine baseball without that sound.
This is going to be an environmental catastrophe.
The battle of the beetle and the bat. Plus, 2 Irish stars are friends in training.
You just do whatever you got to do to make it happen.
And
right here's what it's all about, buddy.
a life in baseball begins with life in the minors.
Feel it, Comcast. I feel it.
Monday night at 5 on Comcast Sportsnet.
And we welcome you back into first half action in Bozeman. Bill Riley and Don Holson. Coach, we've got ourselves a good old-fashioned Wild West shootout between a couple of tremendous guards here this afternoon.
Well, McGhee and Casey have not missed a three. They're both 3 for 3 from deep, and they're 5 and 4 for 4 each from the field. They're having a whale of a first half. It's fun to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, Vinnie McGhee right now with 13. He's 3 for 3 from beyond the arc, and this man, Casey Durham, oh yeah, he's 3 for 3 from beyond the arc as well. He's got 12 points. Both these guys are red hot. Who's going to flinch first?
That's exactly right. Right now, though, they need to get Carlos Taylor back in the game. I mean, he's only made 1 basket, and he's going to be the difference going down the stretch.
A couple of free throws from, oh, okay. Durham can hit from 23 with a hand in his face, but you leave him open from 15 on a free throw, and he misses. Wasn't happy with that miss. One more coming here for Casey Durham, and he got that one to go. He's now got 13.
And here comes the full court press. Montana State off the free throw line.
And they broke that easily in a good two-hand flush that time.
And that's what you got to do. You can't be too conservative. You need to break the press to score so that they don't press again.
37-26 Bobcats. Carlos
Sacramento
Taylor
responding now with zone.
Durham trying to free himself. Leaves it back out on the baseline. Howard double teamed in the corner. Gets it back out front. Carlos Taylor. Plenty of time. 10 on the shot clock. Ball deflected out of bounds. Stays right here with Montana State.
And Sacramento came back with that zone a little bit. Kind of threw Montana State off.
Friesen gets it in. Howard trying to bully his way in. That was a bad decision by Howard that time.
And they're off to the races here. Will they do something smart?
McGhee draws contact, and he'll go to the foul line. Not quite sure what Bobby McGhee, or Bobby Howard, I should say, was thinking on this play. Really no room to operate.
Well, he's a freshman. That's what he wasn't thinking. But he's going to be a whale of a player. He plays by instinct. He was a whale of a high school player here in Montana. But McGhee, boy, he pressures you off the dribble, doesn't he?
Well, this kid looks really, really good. Vinnie McGhee leads the team and is third in the Big Sky in minutes played. He hasn't come out of the game yet here this afternoon.
And he shouldn't.
Last time these two teams met back in January, he had 23 and 5 assists. He's well on his way to that today. He still hasn't missed. He's got 15 points. He's perfect from the field and from the free throw line.
Well, Bill, if he isn't freshman of the year, I'd like to know who is. That kid is really a player.
What we have here, Eric Curry says somebody was standing out of bounds, so it will stay here with Montana State. 6:36 to play in the first half. 9-point lead, 37-28. Bobcats on top. Here's Durham. Sac State back in the zone. Bunga baseline. Wheeling, dealing, back outside. 3 on the way, short. Friesen gets his own rebound and kicks it back out front. Johnson thought about a 3 and then thought better. Now Carlos Taylor gets it back to Durham. Plenty of time, 25 on the shot clock here as we approach 6 minutes to play in the first half. Long 3, Durham. That one misses. Finally missed from outside. That was about 22 away.
Pretty good defensive possession by Sacramento State. It was in the clock. Probably not the shot that he would normally take, but it was a good shot.
Now Sacramento State will work some clock. Vinnie McGhee looking to free himself. Shooting. Scoring again. Vinnie McGhee, and a timeout taken by Brad Hughes.
I'll tell you what, that rim looks like a hula hoop to McGhee right now. And he's got him in this game.
Well, he sized it up and then got a little help on a screen from Williams and made Montana State pay.
He is really feeling it, and they're all really pretty good shots. He really elevates on his jump shot.
Vinnie McGhee now has 18 points. 18 of the 31 points belong to Vinnie McGhee. Well, Altitude's TV home for the Big Sky Conference Basketball Tournament. Tuesday, March 11th, men's semifinals at 8 and 10 o'clock. And then on Saturday, March the 15th, the women's finals at 5. Visit altitude.tv for a complete college basketball schedule. All times are mountain times, and of course, schedules are subject to change. And it looks like, Coach, that tournament's going to be important. Portland State's got a 3-game lead over everybody right now.
Probably are going to hold court on that. You know what? It could be anybody's tournament. Any one of the top 6 that make it.
Nice little kind shoot that time for Phil Friesen.
That was a nice response. Came down, got a nice open shot. That's what you want coming out of a timeout.
Lead back to 8 here for the Bobcats. McGhee picks up his dribble. Double teamed out high. Durham had a hold of the ball. He thought he tied him up, and the referee said, no, we're going to give you a timeout instead.
And,
so
you know, coming out of that timeout defensively, I know what Brad said. He said, we've got to contain McGhee. When they do the on ball, we're trapping it. They just trapped it and tied him up, but they got a time where they call the jump ball.
Man, oh man, you want to talk about a great – this would be a great game for most people, much less a great first 15 minutes. He's 6 of 6 from the floor, 4 of 4 from beyond the arc, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Vinnie McGhee's got 18 points.
Well, you couldn't dream a better game than that. I mean, he's feeling it. He's relaxed. You know, it'll be interesting to see what they do. I thought they did a nice job of trapping him on ball. I think they should continue to do that. Get it out of his hands.
And he's had to pick it up, too, because Lauren Leith's been on the bench with 2 fouls here most of the first half.
Exactly, Bill.
Clark Woods back out front to McGhee. Why not? Get him the basketball. Casey Durham assumes the defensive stance. Now back to Woods. 10 on the shot clock. Woods drives and draws the foul. Clark Woods will go to the line.
You know, again, exactly what Brad said about containing penetration, not letting them get to the hole and draw a foul or drop off. He had no chance squaring him.
Now created a little space and then used his quickness to get by Phil Friesen that time. First free throw from Clark Woods, senior out of Detroit, Michigan. Started the last 19 games. And 8 and 7 last time these two teams played.
Well, I like what Jerome's done with his kids since the Montana game 3 days ago. I mean, they've come with it now. They're playing with a lot of passion right now. This is a good basketball game, Bill. Much better than we anticipated.
Well, I'll tell you, the lead's been as many as 14 here for Montana State. It's back now to 6. Sacramento State team doesn't have any quit in it today. It's Macklin Davis in the corner. Durham with a long 3, and he got it again.
Well, that was great. They looked opposite because right now Sacramento State is trapping out of that zone, and you got to make the right decision and find that open man opposite.
Lead back out to 9. Ferguson comes to the scorer's table for the Hornets.
And see, they're trapping him right now, getting the ball out of his hands.
Inside it comes, off the hand, out of bounds, turnover. Turnover number 9 on Sacramento State.
It'll be interesting to see if this bothers McGhee because he likes to take that on ball and try to penetrate or shoot it, and they're just going to trap him right there. 2 times in a row now they've had turnovers when they've done that.
Well, you make somebody else beat you. I mean, the man's got 18 points here in the first half. Let's see if somebody else can beat you. Here's Macklin Davis leaving it inside for Bunga. Shot rejected. Rebound off to the Hornets. Williams pull up just inside the arc. Too strong. Battle for the loose ball. Carlos Taylor puts his head down, tripped up at midcourt.
You know, you just don't challenge Carlos Taylor at midcourt because he's going to get around you or he's going to draw a foul.
And we've got a timeout on the floor with 3:54 to play here in the first half. It's a good one, and a good one mainly because this guy has been red hot. Vinnie McGhee for a big 3, and we're back after this.
The 3, Ron Artest. Ball.
Altitude Sports and Entertainment is your TV home for Big Sky Conference. Men's basketball, the game of the week. Altitude's available on DirecTV channel 644, Dish Network 410, and you can visit altitude.tv for a complete listing of channel numbers, or call your local cable provider today and ask for Altitude. Bill Riley and Don Holtz back here with you. Jerome Jenkins takes a look and surveys the floor right now, has a word for Vinnie McGhee, and Carlos Taylor's at the line right now, shooting 2. Actually, 1 and a bonus. There will be no bonus.
That's kind of uncharacteristic of him. He's a good free throw shooter. Casey did a super job of squaring him, and he went up in the air and he kind of blocked it. I think they're going to call traveling.
They are.
Good call by the officials.
Vinnie McGhee just had that ball tipped, but it never came out of his hands. That's travel. That's turnover number 10 on Sac State.
I think Casey's done a nice job on him despite the number of shots he's made.
Well, his shots have all pretty much been contested. Here's Carlos Taylor freeing himself, dumping it down. Great look by Taylor, and Davis finishes.
Penetrated, he drew the help and dropped off. But what Casey's done, he stripped him out front a couple times. He got that turnover. I think he's done a credible job on him, actually.
Lead back out to 11 for the Bobcats. Let's see how Vinnie McGhee and the Hornets answer. Looking inside, and a whistle and a foul. Phil Friesen's going to pick that up, coming from behind on Darnell Ferguson.
Well, they'll call that 9 out of 10 times. You got to do your work early on the post. You got to get up above so they can't make that easy entry pass.
Eller back in. That, by the way, is team foul number 8 on the Bobcats. So it's free throws for the final 3 and some change here in the first half. Darnell Ferguson, a freshman out of the Redlands. Actually a true walk-on for this team. Shot off and missing. Friesen, who committed the foul, pulled the rebound. Casey Durham, who's had an outstanding first half, running the show right now. Here's Taylor, baseline, double team, cut off. Skip pass, Friesen for 3. I think that ball was partially deflected. And a long rebound out to McGhee. Vinnie McGhee, transition, shot up, missing, and a foul on Casey Durham. Brad Hughes beside himself on the sideline right now. It just pushes and pushes that ball. You to try and make a play on it.
Oh, he's a tough matchup. When he catches it, he's going to force the action like this. He might drop off, but right now he felt he had an advantage on Casey and drew the foul.
Well, McGhee hasn't missed yet today, and he still hasn't. 19 now for Vinnie McGhee. And just, again, I'll emphasize this again, just a true freshman. And, Coach, they list him at 6 foot. You think he's 6 foot tall?
He's about 5'10", probably.
Put some lifts in those Nikes of his, maybe.
But he plays like he's 6'2".
Oh, man. 20 now for him in the first half. He's closing in on his career high in the first half.
They're still staying in that zone, you know, and they're pressuring out in that zone, and they drop back in, and then they'll trap a little bit.
Carlos Taylor, they know when he has the ball. Here's Hennessy.
They don't feel they can guard him one-on-one, so that's why this zone has been effective. Carlos hasn't scored a bunch of points yet.
Taylor,
there he drew
outside.
2 out.
Johnson 3. Boy, the big fella stepped out and hit that one.
You know, a great play by Carlos. He knows he's drawing 2 guys when he catches it, and he made a nice open guy.
Brandon Johnson, 6'8", stepping out and knocking down the 3. Lead back to 12 with 2 minutes to play. He zigged. He thought Darnell Ferguson was going to zag, and it didn't happen. That's a turnover, number 11.
The old look-away pass. It drives the coaches crazy. 2 hands, 2 eyes, boys.
Taylor doubled, backs it out. Here's a steal. 2-on-2. Williams leaves it. Eller, and an offensive foul.
You know, you talk about the steals and loose balls. They do get a lot of them, but what do you do on the other end? Do you do something smart? Do you convert it? Do you turn it over? Do you charge? If they'd have been smart enough to back off a little bit, they'd have had a better. And here's the steal. He's got a guy on the right side. Maybe should have fed him a little earlier. Here's a little trap out of that zone.
Davis, Lane, bank shot missing. And that shot altered. 90 seconds now to play in the first half. McGhee turns it over. Taylor takes it back. Taylor coast to coast. Left-handed layup and 1.
Well, and McGhee over-penetrated, got in trouble. Taylor made a nice strip play, took it down. Nobody converts it better than him for 3-point play. Now you got to get that free throw.
Well, here's a look at it. He made his mind up right away. He goes in smart with the left, and then he finishes. Yeah,
he's just a great player. And, you know, he could play in probably any league in the country right now.
3-point play the old-fashioned way. Carlos Taylor has now got 6 to go with 6 assists here in the first half. Not getting it done scoring, but he set a career high already here in the first half with 6 assists.
Oh, yeah, he's drawn a lot of attention, and he's making the open pass to guys.
Largest lead of the game right now, 15 points. Coming up on a minute to play. Here's Woods, long three, long, and a long rebound. Tracked down by Williams. And he turned the ball over.
Sacramento wasn't getting any movement, pretty much just dribbling around, trying to make a play there. You know, that's not exactly the shot that Jerome would have liked to have at the end of the half.
About a 12-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Bunga outside. Back inside. Davis easily done off the window. Macklin Davis.
Very nice pass to the interior of that defense. They come back and pressure, get a turnover.
And a great hustle play that time by Hennessy. Hennessy threw it off Williams' foot. And the crowd stands and applauds the hustle of the sophomore. And if they want to, Montana State will get the last shot of the first half.
I'd like to have it in his hands at the end of the clock right here. Such a threat.
There's Carlos Taylor. Backing it in, backing it out, and a 5-second call. Good defensive play that time by Justin Williams just to keep the pressure up on Taylor and draw that 5-second call.
Oh, yeah, he kept the margin right there. Super play, because you know that Carlos was going to take that one to the hole.
So 13 and a half seconds to play, and now it will be Sacramento State who have the option at the final shot.
Well, look for McGhee to come off maybe an on ball and shoot the ball deep. He's had a good night from 3 to this point. There's the on ball. They're going to trap it. Now he's got no shot. Don't foul him. And they did.
Foul whistled on Carlos Taylor.
So now he'll go to the free throw line. They didn't need to foul him. Did a great job of trapping him, keeping him from shooting him.
He hasn't missed yet here in the first half. Still hasn't. Hey.
Well, he must have went to early mass this morning and a few Hail Marys about his shooting woes. Was he shooting her in today?
Spencer Schulte checks in, and another free throw made here by McGhee. 2 seconds, 1 second. Hennessy, does he get it off in time? He does, but misses the shot. We've reached halftime here in Bozeman. 15-point lead here at the half for the home team. Montana State 52 and 37 for the Sacramento State Hornets here in the first half. Head coach Brad Hughes joining us here at halftime. Coach, you told me yesterday on the phone you wanted to get off to a good start today. I'd say you did.
I like the point production certainly at 52. You know, we've got to find a way to contain the one guy for them that's got 22, but definitely on the offensive end, I'm happy with where we're at.
Brad, you're really contained about the penetration early as we speak, you know, and that's where they've hurt you a little bit. But who thought McGhee wouldn't miss a shot?
Yeah, well, it's not just penetration with him. He's hitting threes and a little bit of everything. And, you know, it's been off a variety of different action, too, a high on ball and just one-on-one plays and whatnot. We've got to just slow him down. And, you know, I'm not sure we can put up 52 every half.
Well, I think he did a nice job of trapping when on the on-balls. That took him out of what he wanted to do.
Coach, yeah, you got to switch it up on him.
Coach, thank you. Appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you.
Good luck in the second half. We've got to take a timeout. Halftime score here in Bozeman, 52-37. Montana State leads Sacramento State. We're back with plenty to talk about here at halftime as our Big Sky Game of the Week rolls along here on Altitude Sports and Entertainment. Halftime numbers here in Bozeman. That tells the story, Coach. 63-52 of those shooting percentages. There's a reason why we've had 52 and 37 scored here.
Well, and they've spread the wealth a little bit, the Bobcats have. It's pretty much just been McGhee. I mean, he hasn't missed a shot, has 22 of their points for Sac State. And I think that Carlos Taylor has 6 assists and a 2 for 2 from the field. He hasn't had to score for them to win.
Those are your halftime numbers. We're back with second half action from Bozeman after this on Sports and Entertainment. There's a look inside the nerve center. Jesse Christensen and his crew pushing the buttons, doing things that I have no idea that happen.
Who's that fucking blonde next to him?
I don't know. Somebody that clearly is, Jesse is very lucky to be sitting next to in the truck today. Those are the folks that get us on the air and make sure everything looks great. Great crew here today in Bozeman, and a great effort in the first half by Vinnie McGhee.
Well, here you're watching the highlights of Vinnie. Makes it off the dribble. Comes back, they turn it to him. I mean, he's feeling it. He feels like that hoop is a hula hoop. It's got... I don't think I've seen a performance where a guy has not missed a shot and took a lot of shots.
6 for 6 from the field, Coach. 4 for 4 from beyond the arc. 6 for 6 from the line. He's got 22 points. He's got 22 of the 37 Sacramento State points, and he's a point off career high. His next bucket will give him a new career high here this afternoon.
Oh, wow. You know, and let's stay on ball for him, because Montana State switched to trapping him, and that's when he had to get rid of the ball. He might turn it over, might take a bad shot. It'll be interesting to see how he responds to that.
Coach Jerome Jenkins standing in front of us right now. The one number he'd like to see reduced, not the shooting percentage, but the turnovers. 15 first half turnovers, too many for the Hornets.
Exactly. And right now they're going back to their zone, and they're going to probably get some turnovers on their own here. How will they convert them at the other end?
Around the horn it goes. 15 on the shot clock here. Opening possession of the second half for Montana State. Durham for 3. He's done it again. Casey Durham.
Well, you know, he slid down there on the baseline, and they turned it opposite to him. That's the second one he's hit from there. They better not leave him open, because he's feeling it too.
He's now tied his career high with 19 points. Here's a shot the other way, rimming in and out. Bunga with a rebound for the Bobcats. Carlos Taylor set a career high in the first half with assists. Nearly has another one as he finds Bunga inside. Draws the foul that time on Darnell Ferguson.
Carlos has been so unselfish. He hasn't tried to push or get a little antsy, and now he could have had his 7th assist. He looked at the inside of that zone, because they've, that you just thrown across to Casey, who knocked a 3.
Big fella Bunga perfect at the line today. And of course, as I say that, I put the old broadcaster's whammy on him, and he misses it.
Put the jinx on him, Bill.
One more coming here from Bunga. Check it in the ball game. Alonzo Young, a sophomore out of Detroit for Sacramento State. Got the kind shooters roll on the second, and extends that lead out now. 56-37, largest lead of the game right now, and that's 18 points. And there's Young, who just checked in, getting aggressive and drawing the foul.
You know, Sacramento does a good job spreading the floor. They're playing man-to-man, and they took him one-on-one, and they're all pretty good off the dribble.
Carlos Taylor picked that foul up. His second, first on the team here in the second half. Alonzo Young at the free throw line, just a 44% foul shooter this year. Hasn't been there much, and misses the first. Young got the second one to go. 56-38 now.
McGhee going to pick up full court a little bit here.
Casey Durham to Zamora. Battled foul problems in the first half. Gets it back to Durham now. A little mismatch with McGhee on Zamora. Now Bunga. Freezing on the cut. Bunga just bullies his way in and draws the foul on Eller.
Well, he locates, he catches, he locates the defense, and he dribbles, and he's watching. If they double him, he'll pass. He did a nice job of drawing the foul. Great positioning is right. I mean, he sealed him in there, and they made a nice entry pass to him. And you can see he locates the defense, and he starts to dribble. Boom. And
Boom.
then he reverses on him. He's a left shoulder guy all the time. Play on his left shoulder.
You can feel that contact as Bunga gets it right there. He just wants to use that 250-pound frame and back his way in.
And he's pretty athletic, too.
Got them both. 20-point lead now for the Bobcats, 58-38. We saw Sacramento State get down big a couple of times in the first half, but they didn't have any quit in them. Let's see what they come out of the locker room with.
Well, they can't hope that just McGhee is going to score. I mean, somebody else has to contribute.
Here's Eller crossing over on Bunga. Shot up, missing. Casey Durham pulls the board.
They run the early O here, trying to bring Carlos off the top.
Bunga pulls up, hits! The big fella is feeling it this afternoon. Devaldo Bunga.
Well, if he can hit that one, then that causes the defense to get a little antsy, and the next thing he's going to do is drive around him.
Timeout taken, and we'll take it with him with 17:55 to play in the ball game. 22-point lead for the Bobcats.
Tomorrow.
Want to remind you, on Tuesday, watch the Denver Nuggets take on Paul Pierce of the Boston Celtics. Chris Marlowe and Scott Hastings call all the action. Julie Brownman helps out with Nuggets courtside at 6:30 and the locker room report at 9:30. Territorial restrictions apply. Nuggets basketball right here on Altitude Sports and Entertainment. 17:55 to play here at Worthington Arena in Bozeman, and that man, Jerome Jenkins, just hoping his offense can wake up. Down 22 points. Young in the ball game, trying to get offensive. Shot rejected by Zamora. Saved, but right into the arms of the Hornets. McGhee again for three, and he banked it in.
Well, that ought to tell you something. He got a lot of pressure by Bunga, and he banked it in.
You know it's your day when the three with a hand in your face goes in off a bank. New career high for Vinnie McGhee. He's got 25 points, and he still hasn't missed. Ha.
Okay.
Let's take a look at that last trip down by Vinnie McGhee. Wow.
Well, he got a good look here, but Bunga came running out without fouling him. He had to adjust his shot, and he banks it in. Yeah, you know you got it going on when you do that.
Here's a steal. Williams comes up with it, looking in transition. Lethan over his head and out of bounds. Turnover number 16 on the Hornets.
You know, and these turnovers are coming off of steals. They lead the league in steals, but you've got to be efficient on the other end, and you throw it all over the lot. That's what's going to happen.
That is the picture of perfection. Vinnie McGhee. Here's a long three and in. Phil Friesen from the corner.
Again, a nice setup by Carlos Taylor. Drew the help, found the open man. I mean, this is a part of his game he hasn't had to concentrate that much on this season.
Zamora picked that foul up. He was hassling McGhee coming up the floor that last time. His third foul and the second team foul this half on Montana State. 63-41 Bobcats. Largest lead of the game at 22. Here comes Vinnie McGhee. Will he miss?
But he's going to continue to shoot, I guarantee you that.
And why not?
Yeah.
As he should. Lauren Leith has been really quiet today. Eller walked with it. 17th turnover. That's not Eller's game. One move maybe, but two or three.
One dribble possibly. Get it down deep and shoot a jump hook.
Howard across. They break the full court pressure. Here comes Taylor. Taylor baseline. Bunga shot rejected. Good defense from behind that time by Alonzo Young.
Again, Carlos makes a great play here. He comes in. He's being very unselfish. Dishes it off. He's going to dunk it. They made a great play from behind. Again, credit to Carlos Taylor today. They can win when he doesn't score.
Unselfish, to say the least. 6 points, but 7 assists. Here's Friesen for another three. Other side this time. Tickles the twine from 19-9.
Spread the wealth. That makes you a better team.
Eller back the other way, off the window and in. Good answer by Sacramento State.
Yeah, they were a little sleepy coming back, Montana State was, and didn't see him behind the defense.
66-43, under 16 now to play. We'll have a media timeout coming up in the next dead ball. Carlos Taylor operating out front. Durham frees himself for three. And an illegal screen whistled on. Bobby Howard, timeout on the floor with 15:41 to play. This one, folks, on Montana State right now. And the folks at Worthington Arena getting their money's worth this afternoon. Friesen from deep gives it a 23-point mark. We're back after this. On Wednesday, you can watch the Colorado Avalanche take on Corey Perry and the Anaheim Ducks' Chris Marlowe. Scott Hastings called the action on that one. Avs face-off at 7:30, and the locker room report at 10:30. Visit altitude.tv for channel numbers, subject to territorial restrictions. We're back here at Worthington Arena. 66-43 is our score. 15:41 to play here, and Coach, I got to tell you, Sacramento State made so many runs to get back in and keep this thing close in the first half. You almost wonder if they've got anything left right now.
Well, somebody else besides McGhee has to make a basket. I mean, the next closest guy has 7. The rest are like 2 and 4 each. And, you know, he's having a whale of a game, but one player can't win the ball game for them.
McGhee brings it across the timeline, still perfect on the afternoon. 25 points, hasn't missed a shot or a free throw this afternoon. He needs some help from his teammates, though, right now. One man is not going to beat this Bobcat basketball team this afternoon. There's Williams, jump hook in the lane, and Justin Williams got it to go. Here comes the pressure broken. Out on the wing, Bunga fires it past 2 of his teammates. I don't know if he was looking for Howard or Taylor that time. Out of bounds it goes. Turnover number 8 on Montana State.
One of their few miscues. You know, they've done a nice job of coming down on the break and getting it to the open man, converting or getting fouled. They've done a nice job of that today. They really are sharing the ball, Montana State is.
Coming up on the 15-minute mark to play in the ball game. Williams, who hit a shot a moment ago, working on Bobby Howard. Tries to go back, has it poked away, goes to the floor, gives it up, and nice finish that time by Alonzo Young.
A little full court pressure here. Interesting to see how Montana State reacts. Very patient.
Break the pressure. Here's Howard. Cut off on the baseline. Back out, and Howard stepped out of bounds. So the pressure paying off. 2 turnovers and 2 trips.
Exactly. Now they got to do something again. They've converted 2 in a row here, so they're trying to peck away here, get back in the ball game. You look at Montana State. I'm just so you know, impressed with Taylor getting 8 assists when he's the scorer on this group, and that's just made their team so good tonight.
3 Bobcats in double figures right now, being led by Casey Durham's 19. Davis hands off to Young. Davis backing in, finding his way, getting a shot. Can't get it to go, but he will go to the free throw line.
Well, real tough when they get it that deep and he has a chance to dribble with no help. I mean, he's going to get a shot, and he did, and he got fouled. Here he is. He gets the ball deep. He looks for the help, then he starts to dribble. He backs him in, and he has no chance. He's going to have to foul him.
Davis on the season, just a 40 foul shoot. Well, the Colorado Avalanche get things cooking in the kitchen. What's cooking is a 2-on-2 battle for the chef dominance. Expect plenty of laughs when these professional players take off the ice and heat things up in the kitchen. Hosted by Kyle Keefe Mondays at 6 and 10. Davis missed them both. (66-47), 19-point lead here for the Bobcats. Davis out, Brandon Johnson. Now Bunga, jump stops in the corner. Durham, 3 too strong.
Oh, he got a great look too.
Just a second miss this afternoon for Casey Durham. Young the other way, shot partially blocked. Rebound Bunga.
Again, not a good shot by Sacramento State.
Taylor goes the other way, and he'll get his shot to go. Just the 3rd shot taken this afternoon by Carlos Taylor. He's hit all 3. He's got 8 points and 8 assists.
And 3 for 3.
68-47. Abubakar Wanji nearly picks up that pivot foot, gets it back instead.
You know, when you look at assists to turnovers is a big part of this game right now, Bill. Another turnover for Sac State. They, you know, right now they have 7 assists and 18 turnovers. Montana State has 15 assists and 8 turnovers, and that's the difference in the game.
Down on the floor, Vinnie McGhee. He and I think Casey Durham collided on that steal. Casey Durham rubbing the back of his head. And here's a look at it just a second ago. I think the nose hit the head, and what resulted was Vinnie McGhee down. Boom, right there.
Oh, yeah. Casey is just a really scrappy little player that gets in there. He's always got his nose in there for the ball.
Well, you talk about scrappy. He's 5th on the school's all-time steal list. Has a couple this afternoon. Has his total up near 136. There's Vinnie McGhee. He'll take a seat just real quick here. Nothing else has been able to subside his shooting or his scoring today.
Is that the first time he's been out, Bill?
Yeah, he hadn't left the floor yet today. He's third in the conference in minutes played, averages 33 minutes played a game for this Sacramento State basketball team.
They're getting a little full court pressure here, try to force him into a turnover. Montana State's been very good at taking care of the ball.
Taylor double team, splits that double team, has to take it away. Woods fouled on his way to the basket.
Just when you say that, of course, they turn it over. That's only I think their 9th turnover for the game.
Does a good job of splitting the double team.
And they just get a little deflection. And Sacramento State's good with their hands. They get a lot of hands on balls. They get a lot of steals.
Senior Clark Woods at the foul line. Hit the first. Third point of the afternoon for Clark Woods. All of them at the free throw line. Casey Durham checks back in. We'll see if Vinnie McGhee is going to come back. Not yet. One more coming here for Woods. Got them both. Back to a 19-point game with 13 minutes to play.
And they're back in that zone now. Changing up defense. I think that's very smart. See how they react to it.
Hennessy going right. Has his
trapping.
pocket picked. There's another steal. Woods in transition. Shot won't go, but back to the line. Check it. It's Alonzo Young. Young may have maybe twisted that ankle just a little bit on his drive, but again, got to be ball sound. Brad Hughes told us, and they were in the first half ball sound, but here in the second half, they've been a little lax with it.
Yeah, and they switched up defense, and they trap out of that zone. They got a hand on here. And what you really hope if you're Sac State, you convert this, not just get fouled. Because they're not very good from the free throw line. I mean, they shoot a horrible 61% over the year, last in the Big Sky.
And Young, who was just injured a moment ago, comes out of the game. They'll bring Vinnie McGhee in, and he'll hit the free throw. You know, Vinnie McGhee reminds me a lot. He's from Oakland, California. Reminds me a lot of a kid that plays right now at the University of Utah, who's also out of Oakland, California, a kid named Johnny Bryant. Right about that same size, terrific shooter, combo guard.
You know, they are so hard to find a guard, even though being short's an advantage in some ways. You're going to be quicker off the dribble, and if you can shoot the three and lead a team, I mean, they're as valuable as any big guy you can find.
Durham leaves it for Hennessy. Back to Durham. Skip pass. Johnson for three. Too strong. Didn't even draw iron that time. Out of bounds it goes. And another good defensive stand that time by Sacramento State.
But they have to take advantage of it down here.
12-16 to play. Zamora will check back in. Bungle will check out.
Now, if they could get it to about 12 points with about 10 minutes to go, they could make it a game down the stretch here. Right now, Montana State needs to get the composure back and start doing what they've done all game, share the ball and not turn it over.
Leaf, turn around, jump shot, short. Good battle for the ball inside, out of bounds. They'll say last touch by Montana State. It stays right here with Sacramento State.
Sometimes Sacramento, though, they fall victim to hard shots. They get the dribbling the ball and they try to take you one-on-one, then they get the help, and that was a very hard shot. He had no chance of making that.
Lauren Leaf to the lane. Runner up, runner in. Second bucket of the day for Lauren Leaf. And all of a sudden, Coach, the lead that was 22-24 is now back to 15 points.
Exactly. And lots of time left on the clock.
Under 12 to play, and 11 and a half to play.
Playing that matchup zone. No, I guess they're back in man-to-man.
Hennessy looking for some help. Macklin Davis out to get it. Missed Durham backside that time. Davis throws it in the corner. Zamora jumper, short.
Probably not the shot that Brad would have wanted. And by that gentleman right there, here comes McGhee. And
Durham leaves it for Davis. Run out, layup, missing. Rebound battled for, out of bounds. Nope. McGhee comes up with it. Sloppy possession both ways that time.
We got a little antsy around the basket there. You should have converted that one. Casey did a nice job of getting that started, getting that loose ball going. You know, and then McGhee got back in the action on the other end.
Woods to McGhee. 12 on the shot clock for Sacramento State. In the lane. Wanji up and in. Abubakar Wanji, and a timeout taken by Brad Hughes.
Well, in that time, what they're doing on the on-ball for McGhee is they're starting to trap, and he split the trap, made the pass to the right guy, and scored it. I mean, right there, he's passing up mediocre shot for great shot.
Sacramento State has done it defensively, and they've got it going on the offensive end, and it's not just Vinnie McGhee. 2 baskets on the last 2 trips. First, Lauren Leith with a little leaner.
Yeah, and they've got to get more contribution from Leith and from others, and they're doing that down this stretch now. They're in great shape right now.
And then this time McGhee creating for Abubakar Wanji, and he'll finish it with a little up and under. And with 10.5 to play, the lead is just 13 points at 68-55.
Oh, there's plenty of time. It looks like they're going to stay in that man-to-man. Maybe it's a 1-3-1 here.
Casey Durham running the point now across the timeline.
So they've gone to a little 1-3-1 zone.
Macklin Davis fouled on his way to the basket. A little shove in the back, and we've got a timeout on the floor. 10 minutes and 20 seconds to play here at Worthington Arena in Bozeman, Montana. The Big Sky Game of the Week on Altitude continues next. Well, this prestigious track and field event, the Simplot Games, allows high school athletes to have the opportunity to compete against the finest athletes in the U.S. and Canada. It's held in Pocatello, Idaho, and will be hosted by Chris Marlowe and Blake Golson Sunday, March the 2nd at 2 here on Altitude Sports and Entertainment. I'll be in Pocatello, Idaho next week. Big Sky Game of the Week will take us to Pocatello next week. For the 3rd time this season, we'll see the folks in Pocatello, and there's a miss off the inbound. And how about this, Coach? Sacramento State, who looked dead in the water 7 or 8 minutes ago, have a chance to get this back near 10 points.
Well, they refuse to roll over, and they've started to involve more than one player. McGhee isn't the only guy that's scoring right now. They've done a nice job of getting the ball to the inside guys like they did just now. And they're in great shape.
As we dip inside of 10 minutes to play, the crowd trying to come back to life and get Montana State back in this game, because all of a sudden this game is squarely on the momentum side of Sacramento State. And Macklin Davis that time fouled on the way to the basket.
Well, they've run that 1-3-1 zone the last 2 times down the floor just to see how Montana State reacted. They got the ball in the middle.
Last time down a moment ago, a good high-low play, and Davis just freed himself and flushed it with one hand.
Well, he set the screen, and they switched out, and then he just stepped into the middle there, and that was a great pass.
So Macklin Davis at the foul line, having a nice afternoon, knocks down his first. Now 8 points on the afternoon for the former starter, now 6th man for this Bobcat basketball team. He'll have one more. Got it to go as well. Scored 19 last week against Montana. You know, his father was an NFL player. His father, Gary, played for the Miami Dolphins.
Well, he's built like one.
No, his dad was a running back. He's built like a linebacker. Eller trying to get that ball inside. Instead, Leith will have to come out and get it. McGhee to Leith. Takes the contact, frees himself, can't get it to go. Battle for the loose ball rebound. Davis comes up with it. Back out front to McGhee. McGhee to Leith. In the corner. Woods for 3. Got it! And one! A chance for a 4-point play for Clark Woods.
What was so impressive is guys turned down mediocre shots to turn the ball 2 more passes for a wide open shot. McGhee had a look. And he's wide open on the baseline.
Boy, if you're Zamora, you just got to let him shoot that ball.
But I just thought Sac was so patient that time, and they gave up mediocre shot for great shot.
It's now a 9-point game. Coach, this game was 24 points to Montana State when we started this second half. And Jerome Jenkins is up, emphatically urging his team on right now to keep the intensity up. They have it in single digits.
They did not roll over. He's been after them to play hard this whole game, and they haven't. Good things happen when you play hard. Now, they went back to the 1-3-1 zone, hands high. They're very athletic. They got Montana not looking to score a little bit. They're kind of on their heels, it looks like to me.
Durham's three rattles in and out. So as hot as he was in the first half, not quite so much here in the second half for Casey Durham.
What you don't want to do at Montana State is you don't want to play not to lose. You don't want to be so conservative. You don't keep looking at the basket and be aggressive with the ball.
The Sacramento State team has just 4 wins this year, but one of those 4 wins came against these Bobcats in Sacramento back in January. Here's McGhee, finally misses a shot. That was a tough one, too.
Oh, a great
Rebound
little
off
hustle rebound, you know, that he went in and he had to shoot it over the Giants. I thought that was going in, too, Bill.
He's now 7 for 8 shooting from the field this afternoon.
They're back in that zone again. It's working for them.
Taylor
and
loses
there's
the ball.
turnover.
Eller comes up with it. Now pressure in the backcourt. And Eller, the big fella, get it to McGhee, and McGhee loses the ball. Bunga up with it. To Davis, ahead to Taylor. Shot, and one.
You know, I was just going to say, Taylor's going to make a difference going down the straight here. And there he is converting to possibly a three-point play. But when you have your big guy, Eller's coming down the floor dribbling, probably bad things are going to happen, and it did. He didn't know whether to get rid of it or shoot it.
Got a timeout on the floor after the mad scramble that resulted in the Taylor bucket. Free throws when we get back. 72-61.
Tomorrow, it's WCC basketball on Comcast Sportsnet. Texas Tech transfer D.R. Lohorn tries to lead his San Francisco Dons in a season sweep for the Portland Pilots. Portland USF tomorrow at 7, only on Comcast Sportsnet.
Moving forward.
7:39 to play here. It's an 11-point lead for the Montana State Bobcats. But, Coach, this lead was as many as 25. Sacramento State was down, but they've worked their way back in it.
Oh, they could have rolled over like we've talked about so easily and just called her good, and they haven't, to their credit. And they've got more guys involved now this last 7-8 minutes. It's just not McGhee. He's passing the ball as well as shooting the ball. You can see here where he dropped off. They turned it the extra pass for a 4-point play.
So it's an 11-point game. Sacramento State still in this with 7:39 to play, and Carlos Taylor at the foul line trying to complete a 3-point play the old-fashioned way, and he does. Carlos Taylor in double figures now, 11 points and 8 assists. That's a career high for him. One of 4 Bobcats in double figures, lead back to 12. Williams with Davis on him. Now Leith, he'll look to shoot and does. Nope, kicks it inside. Nice look to Williams. Boy, oh boy, what a great look. Everybody in the place thought Leith was going to shoot that.
Well, that's what they've been doing a little bit down this stretch is making that extra pass for great shot, not mediocre shot.
Great tip in that time by Davis. Mecklin Davis now in double figures. 5 Bobcats in double figures now. Lead back again to 12 points. Vinnie McGhee, 27 on the afternoon with a right-handed dribble back out front. Leith from 25 feet away, bad shot.
Probably not the shot you needed right then. It's about 25-footer off the dribble. They got a great opportunity if they'll just take their time and keep doing what got them there.
Taylor double team, tries to skip it out of there, can't do it.
And there's your turnover.
There's another turnover.
What will they do with it?
Justin Williams in transition. Leith for 3. Got it. 9-point game with 6:05 to play. These Hornets will not go away.
And Jerome's really getting after them to get their hands up. They're in that 1-3-1 zone. They're trapping out of it a little bit. They're trying to deflect passes, trying to get them to take a bad shot at the end of the clock.
Durham right side, skips it out high to Taylor. Back inside it comes. Bunga. Glass won't go. Williams with a rebound. Vinnie McGhee out on the wing. Woods for 3. He got it! And it's a 6-point game.
Sacramento's playing with a lot of poise on offense now. They're not just coming down and jacking up first shot. McGhee did a nice job finding the open man at the end of that transition.
The lead is gone from 25 10 minutes ago to 6. Taylor, baseline, draws the contact, no foul, but gets the bucket.
He wants it late in games. He knows what's on the line. Players respond, and he is a player. You watch that. He'll score 2 or 3 more down this stretch.
77-69, 5 minutes to play. Lauren Leith crossing over, shot up and good. Now we're beginning to see why he's their leading scorer.
Well, he's really good off the dribble, and he beat his man, and then Bunga came over and he just lifted it, just dropped it in over his hand. They're in great shape right now, and what Montana State's got to do is not play not to lose. They have to keep attacking the basket.
Watch this crossover on Durham.
And then he just lifted it over the top.
Well, let's take a look at our Subaru of America keys to the end. And for Sacramento State.
You know, now they've eliminated some of their turnovers. You know, they had so many early going, and now they're back in this thing. They're attacking. They've continued to attack with a lot more sense to what they're trying to do. Montana State, I think, has turned the ball over late because of the pressure, the 1-3-1 trapping zone, and they got to close it out. They've got to keep attacking offensively and making good plays on that end as well. 21
turnovers in the game for Sacramento State, 13 for Montana State.
And they're back in that 1-3-1. And it's hurt Montana State a little bit.
Yeah, you think? Although they've cashed in on the turnovers. Here's Bunga and another steal. Look ahead to McGhee. McGhee transition reverse. Can't get it to go. Williams battles, can't get it to go. Davis fouled by Friesen inside. Oh, that would have been an easy, if they got the ball to McGhee 2 seconds sooner, that's an easy layup.
Yeah, he would have finished that. He made a heck of a play trying to get the shot off as it was, and they hustled and got a rebound and got a foul out of it. Again, another turnover against that 1-3-1 zone.
14th turnover of the game. Into the free throw line, Jason Davis, a senior. Here's where you want your seniors to come up big.
They need to step up late in games and make free throws, and of course he didn't.
But the other senior did with a big rebound that time, Carlos Taylor. Still a 6-point lead for the Bobcats.
Montana State is matched up against that 1-3-1, and they probably need to go to a 2-1-2 and attack it that way and attack the gaps. So it's worked in Sacramento's favor. And they put a little pressure because they're athletic, get their hands up. Passes are hard. Here goes another turnover.
Friesen left his feet and had nothing to do with the basketball. Zamora's going to check back in for him right now.
Montana State's fighting themselves right now. They're making it a lot more difficult than it is, you know, and they know what's on the line, and they just need to attack those gaps in that zone and drop off and kick.
Chance to cut it inside of 6 this time, down for Sacramento State. Leaf. Ball nearly stolen, now it is Davis. Great hands by Mecklin Davis. Throws it ahead to Taylor, and Taylor's fouled. Clark Woods fouled him.
Well, Montana State gave them a little bit back and got a turnover out of their pressure defense.
That's team foul number 7, so we'll have free throws when we come back. 3:40 to play, don't go anywhere. 6-point game in Bozeman.
Wednesday, Comcast Sportsnet.
77-71 with 40 to play here in Bozeman. Bill Riley and Don Holst with you here on the Big Sky Game of the Week on Altitude Sports and Entertainment. Coach, it's a 30-11 run that's gotten Sacramento State back in this game. We'll talk more about that in a second. Next week, our Blackjack Pizza What's on Tap. What's on Tap is our final Big Sky Game of the Week here on Altitude for the regular season. Montana, you know that school, Montana, don't you?
Oh, yeah. You know, they're trying to get us deep into that seeding for for the tournament. They're going to play Idaho State down there on Sunday, I believe.
2:05 next Sunday. Joe Cravens and I will have the call of that one right here on Altitude Sports and Entertainment. Carlos Taylor with a 1 plus the bonus. He hits the first, but a 30-11, now 30-12 run.
Well, Bill, like you said,
Sacramento back in this game.
Sacramento's out-rebounding them, and they don't out-rebound anybody. They're about a -10 in league, and that's been a difference. The hustle points that they've gotten.
Out-rebounding Montana State 24-21 right now. Here we go. 8-point lead for the Bobcats. Lauren Leith and Vinnie McGhee. Bobcats in a man. Davis stepping out on Woods. Woods crossing over, shoving. That's an offensive foul.
Yeah, that's a good call by Eric.
Extended the arm.
Yeah, he turned the corner on that on ball, and he couldn't quite get around him, so he pushed him off. He turns the corner on the on ball, steps out on him, and he just pushes him. He makes a nice play going down too, defensively.
And Davis felt the contact, and then he went down. That's what you're supposed to do.
Well, that's a huge defensive play for the Cats at this just juncture. You know, now they need to come down and attack this 1-3-1. I'd like to see them go to a 2-1-2 set here and see how. And looks like that's what they're going to do.
Friesen back in the game. Back to the point now, and around the horn it comes. They'll use this shot clock, get a good shot up. 3 minutes now to play. 3 minutes. Is Bunga. They left him alone. Now they double team Bunga. Splits it. Ball tipped away. Here come the Hornets. McGhee transition first. Won't go. Rebound up and in by Williams.
Great hustle point there. Again, Bunga gets it in the corner. They trap him. Probably not good things are going to happen when they get a trap on him deep there.
Vinnie McGhee.
They need to penetrate just a little bit, Bill, here in the gaps. They're trying to pass, and you have to do a combination of both. And I think you'd keep it out of the corner. They trap that corner just about every time.
Carlos Taylor shot up, missing. Rebound, Sac State.
Very tough shot off the dribble there into pressure.
2:15 now to play. Sacramento State can cut this 6-point game even further. Oh, what must Brad Hughes be thinking right now? Leaf to the lane, finger rolling in, and we've got a 4-point game.
Well,
2 minutes to play.
Right now, Casey and Carlos need to step up as seniors, as leaders, to finish this thing up. They need to attack with some poise, make sure they take nothing but good shots. They are in the lead. They need to realize that.
Inside, Davis loses the handle. Sacramento State up with it. Out of bounds. Last touch by whom? Oh, they'll say last touch by Clark. You wonder why he didn't take a timeout there. They only have one left, but that would have been a big possession had they been able to keep that ball. In and into the backcourt to Casey Durham.
Again, the turnovers continue to plague Montana State. We're going to get a timeout here. And the points that they get are those cheap little opportunity points, and the second shots they've got.
30-second timeout, and we'll take it with them. Back with 90 seconds to play right after this. Back at Bozeman's Worthington Arena. Bobcat basketball, 4-point lead that was once 25 here in the second half. 15 on the shot clock here for Montana State.
Sac State switched back to a man-to-man. It looked like a 1-3-1 zone. Now they trap. They've got them standing around a little bit here.
5 on the shot clock now for the Bobcats. Davis inside Bunga, jump hook, got it! Oh, a big basket for Bunga.
And that was great poise, not falling victim to a bad shot. They got it into him, and he finished the play.
Crowd on his feet. Getting deafening inside the arena right now. Woods baseline. Contact, no bucket, but he will go to the line.
Well, the shot by Bunga, that could be the dagger here, really. You know, into shot clock. Sac State did a great job, and then he got uncovered. You know, they found the open man. He made a great little jump hook.
Good job by Woods getting baseline and then getting that contact from Davis.
If he drops out one and makes it a 3-point play, this game is really tight. Now, right now, if he makes both of these, then they're going to want to press back, try to get a turnover. You don't need to foul yet.
Talk about wanting your seniors to come up big late in games. Clark Woods, senior from Detroit, Michigan, hit a big free throw right there. 5-point game. One more coming. Both teams in the bonus.
Now look for Sacramento State to be pressing after this free throw line. I'm not free throw. It'll either be man-to-man or zone press. I would suspect man-to-man.
Got the second one too, and a timeout taken by Jerome Jenkins with 48.7 seconds to play, and we'll take one as well. Back for the final 48.7 next.
Coming out of this timeout now, you can imagine MSU is talking about getting the ball in and having their best free throw shooters not turn the ball over, be strong with the ball. At the other side of that, Sac State is going to press man-to-man or zone press. I would suggest probably man-to-man. They're going to try to get a steal, and then if they don't get it by half court, then they need to foul as well, and foul somebody that doesn't shoot free throws well. They'll know who those people are.
Well, based upon what we've seen, Coach, the ability to steal the ball is something Sac State does very, very well. #1 in the Big Sky in steals per game.
And they just need to convert if they do that. Crucial
Davis,
to inbound the ball.
Davis trying to get it in, does to freeze it. Double team comes, and a timeout taken. And one of 2 remaining timeouts here for Montana State, so we'll keep it right here. Is that what they needed to do?
Exactly. They did a nice job of not fouling, and they got the person that he got the ball. They had him trapped. He couldn't see out. He was going to turn it over or call timeout. Right now, again, what Brad's saying to those guys is we need to get it in safely, know that they're going to try to steal it, be strong with the ball, don't expect the official to bail you out, and go to the free throw lines and knock them down.
Altitude TV's your TV home, Coach, for Big Sky Conference basketball tournament action Tuesday, March 11th. Men's semifinals, 8 and 10 o'clock. And then on Saturday, March 15th, the women's finals at 5 o'clock. Visit altitude.tv for a complete college basketball schedule. All times are mountain times, and schedule are subject to change. Looking forward to a trip in what will in all likelihood be Portland coming up in a couple of weeks. They get it inbounds. Again, Friesen doubled, step through the double.
Oh, and they call a foul.
Oh, and a foul.
Wow. They had him in a difficult spot, had him trapped. He was almost ready to panic.
And he almost walked with the basketball, too.
Yes. You know, Sac State did everything, but the foul was not good. But again, he's got to step up and make free throws here. They got him trapped. Doesn't see anything out. He tries to pit. He did travel.
Wow. Can I tell you something? Sacramento State on the year, when they score 70 or more points, undefeated. When they out-rebound their opponents, they're undefeated. They're doing both of those things today, yet they're down on the scoreboard.
Yeah, but Montana State's played well until the last stretch of about last 10 minutes. They got that big lead early. Right now, this kid has stepped up, and he's made that free throw. He gets this one, I would say, the cat's in the bag.
6-point game, 40 seconds to play. Here comes McGhee across the timeline quickly. Looking for a screen. McGhee leaves it for Ellis. A nice job
Great
that
drop
time,
off.
Eller.
Here comes the trap. There's the steal.
A near steal by Woods, who hits the floor hard, freezing up with it, and he's fouled at half court. But with a great individual effort that time by Clark Woods, who nearly came up with a steal.
Oh, if he comes up with that steal and scores it, now we've got a ball game with only 20-some seconds to go.
Now it becomes a free throw shooting contest. Who can hit the charity shots? Phil Friesen, a junior, an 86% foul shooter on the season. He's the guy you want there.
Oh, definitely. He just shot 2 down the previous possession. I like his chances.
5-point game.
Now, Sac State needs to come, make or miss. They need to come down, and they need to get a quick 3 and a steal back.
Missed that one. Ball battled for and gathered in by Leaf. Warren Leaf deflected out of bounds, stays here with Sacramento State. 21.3 on the game clock. Durham got a hand on it. Williams back to Leaf. Deep 3, short. Ball battled around, taken in by Davis. Davis will be fouled by Williams, and that might just about do it. Davis can hit some foul shots. That would probably put it away for the Bobcats.
If by chance he did miss, they could still come full court and try to get a quick 3, try to steal the inbound. Stranger things have happened.
Davis on the afternoon, now 4 out of 5. 12 points for Mecklin Davis. 1 of 5 Bobcats in double figures. Second up, second missing. Rebound Eller. Quickly McGhee into the front court. Vinnie McGhee for 3. Got it!
And the clock stops after every shot.
Here's Durham. Durham in the corner. Wants a timeout. Does he get it? He does. with 4.3 seconds to play and a 3-point lead.
You know, and if Casey had panicked, which he didn't, is not going to, and threw it out of there and they intercepted, they could have knocked down the 3, and all of a sudden, here you go, you're tied up, going to OT.
How about the 3 from Vinnie McGhee?
Wow, didn't you think he was going to make it?
30 points for Vinnie McGhee, a new career high, and he did it pushing that ball up the floor at game speed.
Yeah, he's got a defender back, and he knew that, and he just popped up in the air. You and I both knew that was going in. He's had a whale of a game.
He has been terrific. 8 of 11 shooting, 6 for 6 from beyond the arc, 8 for 8 from the foul line, 5 rebounds, 4 assists for the true freshman.
Yeah, I'd say he probably has freshman of the year honors probably in line right now.
Well, if he didn't before, he's making a pretty damn good case for it this afternoon, Coach.
He's got a nice demeanor out there too. He's really aggressive, but he knows when to shoot and when not to. He takes you off the dribble. He'll pass to his teammates. You know, he's not a selfish player at all. And then they look for him because they know he can make those shots.
85-82. We've got 4.3 seconds to play. Timeout was taken by Montana State, so there's still a chance for a steal and a shot here. And it certainly you'll have a chance for a foul too quickly. Both teams now, well, it will be a double bonus situation for Montana State. 10 team fouls right now on Sacramento State.
Well, you know, right now Montana State has to do something dumb not to win this game, and that's not inbounding it or making a mistake when you do inbound it and throw it away, because they have one chance to steal and get a 3 down. And I know that Brad's really nervous about that right now, and their SAC guys are talking about this very thing. You can still win this game, but you've got to get a steal here.
Well, we'll see what happens. Like I said, 4.3 seconds to play. There's a look at us. We're in there somewhere, right through the team. And Sacramento State just got its final instructions from Jerome Jenkins. Pressure will be the key here. No timeouts. Neither team has a timeout left, so we'll see what happens.
It looks as if they're going to put a player on the ball to try to distract from him seeing well out, and also maybe getting a deflection.
Well, we saw this late. I don't know if you saw the Baylor-Texas game yesterday, but Baylor was coming back big in a game, and they called a timeout late that they didn't have. Still had a chance late, but there was a technical assistant assigned in that game, too. And this is the toughest spot on the floor to inbound a basketball.
Yep. Coffin corner, and he's got his hands up, trying to deflect, trying to take away his vision. If he doesn't, he's got trouble.
Long ball thrown deep for Davis, and he's fouled. Heady play that time by Friesen. Just throw it in. Necklin Davis, much like his daddy, the football player,
he just about
reading that ball like a wide receiver.
Throw it up, and he's probably going to get it. But that's a tough way to inbound it. That's not what you really would like to see.
Got the first to go. 2-possession game now, and that should just about do it. Boy, what a valiant effort here this afternoon by Sacramento State. They trailed by 25 early in the second half, and they did not quit. That is a credit to Jerome Jenkins and his kids for not giving up here this afternoon. Woods from half court, 3 up and missing, and that's the ball game.
Yeah,
Jenkins
great credit to
and Hughes shake each other's hands at midcourt. Montana State gets the win, but just barely, improving to 14-10 on the season, 7-5 in league play right now. Sacramento State drops their 20th consecutive road game. They're now 4-20 and 2-11 in conference play this year.
Yeah, I feel bad for them. What a valiant effort back. This sets the table for MSU, though, right now, and I know they're breathing a big sigh of relief getting that out of the way. Everybody thought they would just pound them after what happened over at Montana 3 days ago. But right now, I mean,
Well, let's go over right now to head coach Brad Hughes, who joins us here courtside. I'll tell you what, Coach, you were up 25 in the second half. This one probably got a little too close for your liking.
It didn't have to be like that, certainly, but credit them. They converted possession after possession, and you know, we lost our edge, obviously, a little bit on defense. But they made plays, and then we got tentative. I thought their zone really took us out of some things in the second half.
You know, that's what I thought, Brad, is your guys kind of played not to lose and maybe didn't attack the gaps of that zone as well as you're capable of doing.
No, you know, well, I'll tell you what, when we did get the ball into the gaps or down low or anything, they trapped us and swiped the ball out of there. We weren't strong with it. And they started to smell a little blood in the second half, and they were way more aggressive than we were. At the same time, it's February. Win in advance, so to speak.
Well, Coach, there's an old saying, they don't ask you how, they just ask you how many, and that's now 7 wins in conference play for you. You have to feel good about that part of it.
Absolutely. This is a critical win. These guys give us fits every time we play them, and you'd like to think you could have advanced in this game easily to the end with the way we got started in that second half, but it didn't happen that way. We'll learn from it and move forward.
Coach, thanks for your time. Congratulations.
Hey, thanks a lot.
All right, there you go. Head coach Brad Hughes, his team wins it here this afternoon, 87-82. There's a big three by Casey Durham, one of his 19. We're back after this to wrap it up.
Welcome to
Welcome you back in. A beautiful day. The Ducks were congregated outside the arena today, and we saw great basketball inside the arena. Folks making their way out. Saw a dandy. Montana State fans probably didn't expect it to be quite as close as it was with a 25-point lead in the second half, but the Bobcats hold on for their 7th conference win of the season. And, Coach, a credit to both Montana State for getting the win, but let's not forget the great effort by Sacramento State never to quit down 25 to stay in this one.
Easy to roll over at that point in time, and you and I looked at each other, and we were waiting for that to happen, and it didn't. And Jerome kept his kids motivated, and they were fired up, and they played hard through the stretch, and they had a chance to win going down the stretch.
Let's look at our scoring leaders in today's game, brought to you by Denver Toyota of Denver. And what can you say about Vinnie McGhee's career-high 30? And also tying a career high today on the other side, Casey Durham had 19 points.
Both those little guards played very well today. They were ready to play, and they shot the ball in and led their team. Great credit to those guys. This just sets the stage for MSU right now. They go on the road. They're tied for 3rd. Montana is tied for 4th. The whole thing is kind of going down to the last 4 games. Who's going to be the highest seed? Obviously, Portland State looks like they're going to host it, but the rest of the teams are locked in there for that 2nd, 3rd, and 4th seed.
Coach, pleasure getting together with you this afternoon, calling what was a pretty exciting basketball game.
Thank you very much, Bill. I enjoyed it.
All right, there you go. For Don Holtz, I'm Bill Riley saying our final score once again this afternoon from here in Bozeman was 87-82. The Bobcats beat the Hornets of Sacramento State. My thanks, as always, to Jesse Christensen and his staff in the truck today from XXL Productions. For all the good folks here in Bozeman, I'm Bill Riley saying so long, and we'll see you next week in Pocatello, Idaho for the Big Sky Game of the Week, right here on Altitude Sports and Entertainment. So long.